Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So students, in the previous class we had completed with the chapter that is how do organisms reproduce, and we have seen in that chapter that how an organism reproduces, as well as that how an organism is an exact copy of its previous generation, and how the offsprings they are similar to their parents. Okay, as well as we have also understood that what is the difference between that of the sexual and asexual reproduction. We have seen that there are different methods by which we have seen that what is the difference between that of the sexual and asexual reproduction. You see students that basically the sexual reproduction, it is which is basically involves the two gametes, while that of the asexual reproduction, if we talk, it basically involves only one parent is involved in it, and that is why in case of asexual reproduction, the organism which rises, the daughter cell, they are the exact copy of their parent cell. In case of asexual reproduction, they are not the exact copy, but they are similar to their parents. Okay, so this is the basic difference that we found in case of asexual and asexual reproduction. There are different means by which an organism used to show the asexual reproduction. Fragmentation is there, budding is there, students, and fission, in which binary fission, multiple fission is there. These all are the sum of the fragmentation is there. These all are the sum of the method by which an organism can show the reproduction. But yes, here it is, since it involves only one parent, that's why we will say it shows the asexual reproduction. While in case of asexual reproduction, this happens in case of a plant as well as in animal. As well as in case of plants and the animals, there are you will find that there are plants and the animals are there which involves the two gametes, and the fusion of the gamete result in the formation of the zygote, and the zygote will grow into embryo, and finally the embryo will give birth or give converted into a new individual. And yes, it is not an exact one, but they are very much similar to their parents. So the characteristics are very much similar to the gametes from which the zygote is formed. Okay, now today we will going to start with a new chapter, that is magnetic effect of electric current. Student, we have earlier seen in the previous classes also about that of the electric current. So magnetic effect of electric current is very much, that the magnetic effect and the electric current, they are what, synonyms. Okay, so let us see how this magnetic effect of electric current occurs, and how the electricity is responsible for the formation of the magnetic field.
Of the two, in this chapter we will understand that electricity and electric current, as well as the magnetic, these both of them are what they are synonymous to each other. It means both of them are dependent to each other. So with the help of the electric current, we are able to produce magnetic field, and with the continuous change in the magnetic field, we are able to produce the electric current. Okay, so that is why we will going to the name of the chapter is the magnetic effect of electric current. Okay, it means because of the electricity, because of the electric current passes, it will produces a magnetic field around it. So lot of appliances, students, like an electric bell is there. This work on this principle, that is the magnetic effect. Okay, so basically when I am saying that the electric current, it passes through that of the magnetic, when electricity passes through a conductor, a current carrying conductor produces a magnetic field. So let us try to understand with the help of this activity. So here for this activity, you can see in the diagram itself, it explains that here this X and Y is what? It is a thick copper wire which is placed, a plane of a paper is there, student, and it is connected with a cell, resistor is there, emitter, and we will insert a key also. And it means the battery is here in order to provide the electric current. So we can say that so as you can see here, students, that This is a copper wire, this one is a copper wire, and this will, so when the current is supplied to it, students, from that of the battery, what happened to this copper wire, which is an XY, here if you place a magnetic compass is there in order to find that if magnetic field is produced or not. You know that the magnetic compass is actually a kind of a bar magnet which used to align itself in the north and south direction. So by keeping the magnetic compass near to that of the copper wire, you will find that there is a deflection to that of the needle, okay, to that of the compass. Okay, so why there is a change in the position of the compass needle, students? So this proves that there is a magnetic field produced around this copper wire, due to which the deflection can be seen, and hence by this we can prove that when the current flows through a wire, through a copper wire or through a wire, what happened to a current carrying conductor, then yes, there is a formation of a magnetic field, production of the magnetic field, and this we can see by the needle, the deflection of the needle. Even the reverse possibility is also possible, student. It means when there is a continuous change in the magnetic field, then electric current can be produced, and it is because of that it is written that the reverse possibility of an electric effect can move the magnet, right? So we can say that the electricity and magnetism are linked to each other. They are synonymous to each other. Okay. Now see, this magnetism, it was first of all given by Hans Christian Ørsted, and here he was working with the compass needle, and you will find he just accidentally he found out that he kept that compass needle near to the current carrying conductor, and he found that there is a deflection shown by the magnetic compass, and this is how the concept of the electromagnetism came. And you know that today all the appliances that we use, basically it works on the electromagnetic induction. It depends on the magnetic field strength. So radio, television is there, fiber optics is there. These all are basically, they work on the high tension wire is there, transformer is there, everything, washing machine, motor, all these things work on the principle of the electromagnetism. So it was the Hans Christian Ørsted who worked on it, and because of this he was honored by giving name as a Ørsted by to the unit of the magnetic field strength. Okay, so magnetic field strength is named as the Ørsted in his honor. Now come to the magnetic field and field line. Magnetic field. Okay, so basically we know that we are very familiar with the compass, and when we keep a small magnetic needle near a bar magnet, the magnetic needle starts rotating, and it will stops at a particular direction only. What does that it indicate? It indicate that the force act on the magnetic needle, and this make it rotate and rest in a particular direction, right? And because of that, there is a because of that the concept of the magnetic field can be explained that yes, because the current flows or the compass needle is moving in the north or south, or is just deflecting, it means that there is a magnetic field. So we can say that what is a magnetic field? Magnetic field is nothing but it is a region around the magnet where the force on the magnetic needle occur, and the needle, it stops at the specific direction, that we call as a magnetic field. It means it is the region, it is the area where the magnetic force can be felt, the effect is there in that particular area, that is called as the magnetic field here. So we can see here, we can understand that the magnetic compass, see, when we talk about the bar magnet or any of the magnet, every magnet, they used to, the end point is always north and south. So as you can see here, student, it is written that, as you can see, it is written here that a compass needle is in fact a small bar magnet, and the end of the compass needle, it points approximately, towards the north and south direction, and the end pointing towards the north is called north pole, while the other end that point towards the south is called as the south pole. Basically, when we kept the magnetic compass in a area where the magnetic effect can be felt, there you will find the magnetic compass start showing, it starts showing the deflection. So the magnetic compass needle is what? It actually deflect always in two direction only, that is north and south direction. So the end point towards the north, is that of the north pole, and the other end point, that is the south pole. Okay, so basically the compass is there which help in giving the direction, that is north pole and south pole. It is because of that it used to deflect only towards the north and south direction. Here one thing that must be clear, that when we talk about the magnet, student, you know that the bar magnet or any magnet consisting of two poles, north pole and south pole, and these two poles are what? They are having a property in which the like poles, they repel each other, and the unlike poles, they attract each other. It means, suppose we will take two magnets, two bar magnet, and these two bar magnet, if they are kept close to each other, remember that if they are repelling each other, then they both of them are at the same pole. It means, suppose we have taken one bar magnet A and other bar magnet B. Okay, and if this bar magnet is having north pole, and we will take another bar magnet, this is also having the north pole, so they will start repelling each other. Okay, but if out of the two, one is north and other one is south, then what happened? They starts attracting each other. So we can say here that the north pole or the like poles, they repel each other, while the unlike poles, they attract each other. Now you see, students, the magnetic field, in the magnetic field, you will find that the magnetic field, the direction of the magnetic field, it is represented by magnetic line of forces. Okay, direction of the magnetic field is represented by the magnetic line of forces, and they always, it can be, the magnetic line of forces can be drawn with the help of the magnetic needle. Direction of the magnetic needle, it help in giving the path, and that path is the magnetic line of forces, and it always move from north to south. So these magnetic line of forces, they are having some properties, and that is, the magnetic line of force always start from the north pole and end at the south pole of the magnet. What does that mean? It means, if suppose we will take a bar magnet, let us see this activity. In this activity, you will find that if we will take a white paper on a drawing board, and we will keep a bar magnet in the center of it, and just simply sprinkle the iron fillings around that of the bar magnet. Okay. Now when you sprinkle it, and then like you just sprinkle this salt, okay, while using while in that of the vegetable or anything, so there you sprinkle the salt. There here also we will take the iron fillings and sprinkle near to that of the bar magnet, and simply if we gently tap that of the board, what we will find that these iron fillings, they start arranging themselves in the pattern, and you can see here what kind of a pattern you will find, that you can see that the lines are it is fine a curved path. When you look at here, it's a kind of a curved path which started from that of the north and ended to that of the south. So it's a kind of a curved path. This curved path that you are looking at is the line of forces, and this line of forces, it starts from the north pole and end at the south pole. Okay, so you can see here it is written that the magnet, the iron filling, it experiences a force, and this force, it makes the iron fillings to arrange in a pattern, and that pattern is a curved line. So we can say that the magnetic line of forces which is formed here, or the magnetic field which is produced here, this field line, it is in a curved path. Okay, so that's why it is said that it is arranged in a pattern. Now, we can understand it with the help of a magnetic compass also, students. In case of this, again we will take a white paper, we will fix a magnet on the white sheet, and we will also bound a boundary of the magnet. Now what we will do, we will going to place a magnetic compass near to that of the north pole of the magnet. So see here, if it is the north pole, we will going to keep that of the magnetic compass near to the north pole, and let us see that what kind of a direction it will show. So as you can see here, when the magnetic compass is kept at the north pole, what kind of a direction it will going to show, students? So here you will find that, yeah, here you can see when you kept the magnetic compass, then the south pole of the compass needle and the north pole of the compass will be away from the magnet, while the south pole of the compass is near or is to the north pole of the magnet. See here, this is the north pole, student, this is that of the compass. So this arrow is showing that it is the north pole, and this is the south pole. So this south pole is near to the north pole of the magnet, and the north pole of the needle is away from that of the magnet. Now what we will do, again we will make a mark here, we will make a point here in order to understand what was the first position. Okay, and then at the same position we will keep, if suppose we will mark here, again we will going to keep a magnet at this particular mark. When you did that, again we will see that what kind of a direction is showing at that position. So there also, by keeping the magnet at the previous at the previous north pole, north pole of the needle, you will find that again it will show a direction in which it will be away from the the north pole of the needle will be away from the previous north pole, and its south pole will be close to the previous north pole. So it will be like this. You can see this arrow is showing that the south pole is close to that of the magnet, and this north pole is away from that of the magnet. Okay, we will make a point or a mark there. When we keep the magnetic compass, again we will found that this time the north pole will be it is away from the previous north pole. It means it will be away from the mark which we have done there, and the south pole will be closer to it, or the south pole will be in the direction of the previous north pole. So it's the same thing we will going to do again and again, students. So what we will find out, if we will proceed step by step, and finally while doing so, what kind of a structure that you will find here, every time here what you will find that first every time, if you keep, every time there is a position, see these dots are explaining the mark which is made by that of the magnetic compass, and when we keep the magnetic compass to the mark, we will find out the north pole. Okay, so what kind of a mark, what kind of a dot we will find if we will join all these dot, what kind of a structure that we will find? We find out that it's a kind of a curved structure in which it is starting, it is emerging from that of the north pole and entering into that of the south pole. So a line is the starting, the magnetic field lines are starting, it emerges out, it comes out from that of the north pole and it enters into the south pole. Okay, so if we will going to repeat this procedure and see, then we can draw many lines and all the lines will going to show a kind of a pattern that you can see in the figure also in 13.4, where these are the magnetic field line and they started from that of the north pole and enters into that of the south pole. So outside to that of the bar magnet, students, it seems that the magnetic field lines, it is emerging or it is coming out through that of the line, it moves from the north pole to the south pole, but inside to that of the bar magnet, it will move from south pole to the north pole. Okay, so this is how we came to know that the magnetic field lines is starting from the north pole to the south pole and it can be represented by the curved here. Now see here, magnetic field is what? It is the quantity that has both the direction and magnitude, and the direction of the magnetic field is taken to be the direction in which the north pole of the compass needle moves inside it. So magnetic field, it shows both the thing. It shows the direction also as well as it shows the magnitude. Here the movement occur. So the magnetic field strength is there and this strength is having a direction and that direction is from the north pole to the south pole. Here one more thing is there of that of the properties of the magnetic line force, that these lines of force, they never intersect each other. And the magnetic line of force, if it is near the pole of the magnetic lines, if they are very close to the magnetic field lines, you will find that it is very near to each other at the poles, and which shows that the magnetic field at the pole is stronger as compared to other part. So you can see here that more number of a magnetic line of forces or the magnet even also. Suppose students, you will take a bar magnet as we have seen in this case, where we have taken the bar magnet, and when we sprinkle the iron, you will find that most of the iron fillings will going to stick to the poles of the bar magnet, that is north pole and the south pole, and less amount of iron fillings will going to stick at the or will remain present at the middle. So which proves that the strength, the magnetic field strength is more near the pole rather than to the middle. And when I said that the line of the forces, they never intersect each other, let us see here. See, the strength of the magnetic field is shown by the degree of the closeness of the field line, and the field is stronger, that is force acting on a pole of another magnet place is greater where the field lines are crowded. See, magnetic field lines, they never intersect each other. Okay, when they are closer to the poles, their field strength is really high, but they never intersect. What is the reason behind it? How can we understand it? So see, if two field lines, if they intersect each other, suppose, what does that mean? If they intersect, it means one of the field line is moving from the other direction, from the one direction, and other field line is moving to the opposite direction, right? And in that case, at that intersection, if you keep the magnetic needle, then the needle will point towards the two direction, because one is coming to this side and other one is coming to this side. So if we will keep a magnetic needle here, the magnetic needle have to show two direction, and this is not possible at all. And it is because of that only we always say that the magnetic needle, they never intersect each other. Okay, so these are what, student, these are some of the properties of the magnetic line of forces or magnetic field. Now let us try to understand that how magnetic field is produced due to the current carrying conductor. So for this, So magnetic field due to the current carrying conductor. So we already knew that when the electric current it passes through a conductor, through a metallic conductor, it will produces the magnetic field. And we can understand with the help of an activity. So as you can see here in the figure, here in the first one in A, you will find that we have taken a long straight copper wire. A long straight copper wire is there, students, and to that of the copper wire, battery is connected toward 3 cells of a 0.5 voltage attached with it, and a key is also inserted. Now parallel to this copper wire, over to it as well as parallel to it, we will keep a magnetic compass. Now what we will do, as you can see here it is actually explaining about the direction, because the kind of a deflection which will be shown by that of the magnetic compass, it will be easy for us to understand that where the deflection is produced or what kind of a deflection will be shown by the magnetic compass. Now let us see here, students. So when the electric current start flowing through that of this conductor, you will find that the magnetic compass will get deflected towards the east. Okay, it will move towards the east direction. Now what we will do, we will going to see that of the B also, and here also the same case. Here what we will do, we will going to replace the connection. When we replace the connection, the current will start moving in the opposite direction. And is there any change that you will find? Yes. Now the magnetic compass will going to deflect towards the west direction. So by this, first of all, we have understood here one thing, that a current carrying conductor will produces the magnetic effect. Magnetic field is produced, due to which there is a deflection shown by the magnetic compass. As well as we have understood